what is cybersecurity? Cybersecurity by itself is a process, a design and architecture created to protect networks and devices from attacks, damage, or unauthorized access. So, the advantages of cybersecurity are that you want to protect your business. Like in the previous example, we just talked about an individual and his files being accessed. What if company server got compromised or their web applications got compromised and their databases leaked out? So we want to protect our businesses from hackers, which will result in increased productivity because people would then be in a very controlled environment, concentrating more on their work than worrying about cyber criminals. It would inspire customer confidence, where if I as an organization, I'm going to audit myself, I'm going to ensure that I'm complying to certain regulations, my clients would feel more confident about sharing their information with me as an organization. It would help me making my applications and websites more stable, protect them from external threats, and would also protect my customers or clients from cyber attacks because I would be holding some amount of data for my customers and clients as well. So I have to think about not only my organization, the data that my organization owns, but what I held or what I hold for my customers and clients as well. So essentially, what we want to achieve out of here is a design which we want to implement in a manner which will allow all these factors to function in a standardized manner. So why do we want this? And what would be the advantages of implementing cybersecurity? Now, first and foremost, what is cybersecurity? There are three main pillars of cybersecurity that we deal with since the inception of computers. And they're known as the confidentiality, integrity, and availability triad. Also known as CIA, not to be confused with the American Intelligence Agency. But here we're looking at three different pillars where we want our data to remain confidential, the integrity of that data to be intact, and the data to be made available at all points in time. So let's talk about these three aspects. The principle of confidentiality asserts that the information and functions can be accessed only by authorized parties. So, for example, even if you password protect your file, what is it that you're trying to do? You're trying to prevent other users accessing your data and peeping into your files so that your data remains confidential. It is only shared with people who know the password. Integrity. This is where the trustworthiness of that data comes into the picture, where if the data is going to be changed, for example, you have a spreadsheet which has a lot of information about users and their login activities and whatnot, and you want to ensure that that data is not modified by any unauthorized user. So you're going to verify that the information is correct and is not modified by anybody who's unauthorized. The availability part ensures that this data is made available to all authorized users when and where they want it, right? The principles of availability assert that in systems, functions, and data must be available on demand according to agreed upon parameters based on levels of service. Now, this is where your service level agreements would come in. For example, when we log on to Gmail, we always assume that Gmail is going to work and is going to be available online. At no point in time, or very few times, has it ever occurred that you've gone onto the internet, typed in gmail.com, and the website is not available. In fact, if the website doesn't open, we figure out the internet is not working, right? But Gmail as a service is always made available. Now, when we talk about threats to CIA, the confidentiality, integrity, and availability, we talk about them in two different parameters, cybercrime and hacking. So, what is cybercrime? Cybercrime is any criminal activity or any unauthorized activity that would involve the usage of any computing device which would result as a security incident at the victim's end. Most cybercrimes are carried out in order to profit from them. Criminals would try to do phishing attacks to steal your money out of your bank accounts, or would try to con you into giving out your credentials, thus compromising your email accounts or your social media accounts, and try to gain access to your identity. Cybercrimes are generally carried out against computers or devices directly to damage or disable them, spread malware, steal secret information, etc. So this talks about the motivation part of cybercrimes. What would be the motivational aspect for a person to conduct such an activity, right? So basically to cause damage, like WannaCry happened in 2017. The perpetrators, those used WannaCry, probably gained a lot in the ransom that they demanded for that data to be decrypted, but it also cost the world a lot of money in profits that were lost. So let's talk about types of cybercrime. The first type is a computer-assisted crime, where the computers are used as tools to assist a particular crime. For example, frauds or online bank hijacking, where hackers hack into a bank and digitally steal money from a bank. Now, this could have happened without the help of computers as well, but here computer assisted the crime, and hence it would fall under the computer assisted crime section. The second part is where the computer itself was a target of a crime. For example, a denial of service attack, or viruses which rendered the computer useless, or sniffing of data packets on the network, thus compromising passwords and other confidential information. The third is a computer which is incidental to the crime. So here the computer was used as a temporary measure to store some data such as child pornography or some other data which made the computer incidental to the crime.